Good morning, good morning, good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon from Grand Central Station in New York City. Hi, everybody. Just waiting a few more moments. Again, I'm in Grand Central Station here in New York City, and it's actually one of my favorite buildings here in the city, if not the favorite. I feel like every single time I walk through Grand Central Station, I get a boost of energy because it is stunning. It is a piece of New York history that's super iconic. It serves so many people on a daily basis, and it is architecturally very, very impressive and beautiful. First of all, I wanted to show you my favorite place in the city to get an iced mocha. It's Joe Coffee here. They have a few locations around the city, but I always get my iced mocha here. And it's nothing special about it. It's just a tiny little space where you can get your drink. You can't even sit down in here. But this is the best mocha. I usually don't have any mocha syrup at all in my coffee. Try to keep it healthy without sugar. But when I'm going to treat myself, I have an iced mocha latte with oat milk from Joe Coffee. They have a few locations around the city, but yeah, this is my preferred one. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take you to the most iconic spot in Grand Central Station. Before I do, maybe I should show you the ceiling behind me. Let's back up. Every single time I walk under this ceiling, I hope that they restore it. Let me flip the camera so you can see better. Hold on, sorry for the jumble. Look at this ceiling. It's very old, obviously, but you can kind of make out the beautiful art that's here. It really needs to be restored or cleaned somehow, but it's beautiful. So right now I am in one of the, call it wings or arms of Grand Central Station. You can exit out there and get to Lexington and the Chrysler Building. And like I said, right there is Joe Coffee, where I just got my favorite iced mocha. If you turn around and you walk towards the center of Grand Central Station, you get to a super, super iconic room. You can pass along your way to the center a few of the railroad tracks. Should I take you in there right away? Yeah, I'll do that. These tracks are so busy during the weekday, and if you want to go upstate New York for a hike, for example, you can take one of these trains, and they will take you upstate to the Hudson Valley, and you can spend time in nature. Some people are late today. Anyway, let us turn back in, and let me tell you about the main attraction in this station, which is, unless you're traveling someplace, this beautiful main hall in the center of the station. I love it so much because it's super spacious, and there's a very, very beautiful ceiling that I think I talked about before. The ceiling has constellations in it. Here we are. Ooh, if you haven't seen it before, you're gonna flip because it's so beautiful. Look at this. Isn't it stunning? The atmosphere in here is always really wonderful. I'm not sure why that is. I think it has to do with the architecture. I think it has to do with the fact that this room always has so much movement. But look at the ceiling here. Here are constellations and astrology star signs. It's just really, really, really beautiful. So, hi Calagoon. Union Station, you wrote in the chat. Union Station, there's no such thing in Manhattan. There is a station called Union Square, which is on 14th Street. So where I am now is actually on 42nd Street in the center of Manhattan, and it's called Grand Central Station. Isn't it just so beautiful? Wow. Here in the center, there's also this super iconic clock that people like to take selfies, or people even come here to take bridal pictures. Here is an Apple store, and recently I wanted to show you guys, there's been so many restaurants that has tried to open in this part, in this little wing here of Grand Central Station. So now I'm walking away from the center and towards 42nd Street. But here we have a really beautiful brasserie that opened recently. They're not so busy now, but on a weekday after work, they're really, really busy. And I actually haven't eaten here yet, but it looks super cute. Me being from Europe, this kind of feels a little European to me. So definitely looking forward to trying that. But we are not going to eat. We're going to drink our little latte, and I wanted to show you some other parts of this building because it's huge. It's huge. I didn't read up on any statistics about how many people travel through here every day or on a weekly basis, but it's a huge amount. We have railroads that come here that I just showed you, but we also have subway lines that connect here. And it's kind of in the middle of Manhattan, so it's like a perfect location for a lot of people. I'm going to take you below ground because in Grand Central there is something called the dining concourse, which you can walk down the steps. This is also a great place if you really need to go to the bathroom and you don't know where to go in Manhattan and you happen to be close to Grand Central. They do have public bathrooms here. Ooh. Busy down here today. Okay, I wanted to take you down here and show you this bustling food court. That's really what it is. It's kind of like a food court, I guess, where they have so many different snacks and things that look super, super delicious. For example, I have not yet tried these Portuguese tarts, but they have them down here, and one day I'm going to try them. Not today though, but they always smell super, super delicious. And yeah, they look well made. They have another cafe called Tartinerie. They have Shake Shack over there, which they have. Their Shake Shack is famous for their burgers. If you are not familiar with them, and if you walk a little bit further down here, you get to Luke's Lobster. Luke's Lobster is a place I go to regularly in New York because they have the best shrimp roll. These shrimp remind me of Norway. I miss my Norwegian seafood. I'm originally from Norway, so whenever I do, I like to get a shrimp roll. It's pricey, but it's wild caught, which is important to me. So Okay. Further along, I'm going to show you a very American thing, which is here we have the donut plant, where you can buy donuts. I'll try to take you guys closer so you can see. Let me see. I'm going to have to skip the line to do so, but wow, look at this fried donut. That's so cute.
Strawberry candy.
Oh my god. I would get this vanilla bean and jam one if I was getting one. Delicious looking. On weekdays down here, oh my god, you wouldn't believe it gets so busy. I mean, it's busy now, but it gets even more crowded. Something that you also need to see while we're down here is this very, very famous New York institution, which is called the Oyster Bar. I forgot how to get to it. I think it's up here. They're probably closed right now, but there's some kind of football team or some kind of, I don't know, team in red that's visiting here. Here you go. Here is the Oyster Bar restaurant. They're not open right now, but this place is super iconic also. I guess it's kind of like a mix of touristy and not touristy. I haven't been here since I was a tourist. I guess they open later tonight. They're closed now, obviously, but yeah, they have all kinds of oysters. It's called Oyster Bar, and all kinds of seafood, and it's definitely a place you need to go to at least once when you either visit or live in New York. And the people that work around this area, they, I would guess, frequent Oyster Bar more than once. Look at this beautiful lighting situation. Isn't this gorgeous? It's just so well thought out, and I think that's why it's so pleasant to be in this building. You could really just, if you don't mind the hustle and bustle, this is a really beautiful place to walk around if you're in that kind of mood, if you can handle all the people. It's just something about this building that's beautiful, and I think, like I said, it is because it is so well thought out, and there's so much movement and energy in here. Anyway, I'm going to take another few sips of my coffee, and I'll be quiet a little bit, and I'll just flip the camera and show you guys. Okay, I almost finished my ice. Mocha. Gotta make sure to finish all of it since it's pricey. That's why I never drink coffee outside, really. In New York, this one right here, it was $6.75. And that was with oat milk. So, but yeah, it's expensive. Anyway, I finished this. I feel like I showed you what I wanted to show you in here in Grand Central. But I will walk out the door with you because here in the Lexington Avenue passage where we just were at the beginning of this video, if you walk out, you are literally walking right into another New York City icon, and that is the Chrysler Building. You know, the one that has the feature in the Sex and the City intro. If you are Sex and the City, it's the one that has that silver top with a pattern on it. So I'll just show you that. Please feel free if anybody has any questions. Let me know. It was a quite humid day here in New York today. It rained. Now the rain stopped, but it's still gray out, so perfect time to hang around inside like we're doing now. Okay. Looking out the door. And up here, that's the Chrysler Building. If you just walk up a few more streets, you can get a better view of it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll take the subway from the next stop up here so you can see it. Nice day. I love it when it has just rained. Clean the streets a little bit. I think you can get a better view of it now. Let me go. Okay, see behind me? See that building that's appearing? Chrysler Building. It's a little gray, so you can't really see it that well. Wow, it's so pretty. Chrysler Building. Ah, you are so sweet. Thank you, M5. You too. We are live from Manhattan in New York City on a Saturday afternoon. It's 3:49 p.m. On a weekday, this avenue, Lexington Avenue, it's full of cars. M5, hi again. No, I'm not in Brooklyn. I am in Manhattan, and I just gave a tour of Grand Central Station, which is a huge station here in New York City. Look, iconic New York, steam. Ooh. Yes, Manhattan. Where is Spider-Man? Where is Spider-Man? Today, I think he's sleeping. He's snoozing. He's sleeping in down in the financial district. He found some rooftop where he's hanging out and chilling today until darkness sets, and he can come out again and continue to save the world. So while the sun is up, it's up to us, you know what I mean? Thank you. You can just comment here whatever you want to say and I can respond to it. This building here is also very beautiful. See that? I don't know what that building is called. I just always notice it because of the design. Anyway. So the avenue I'm walking up now is called Lexington Avenue. And for those of you who don't know, Manhattan is kind of not a rectangle. What's the other? I forgot. Anyway, it's a square-ish, a long square, and it's a grid. It's on a grid system. So Lexington Avenue, as you can see, all the traffic is going down, and then the avenues next door to this, the traffic goes the other way. So where we just came from, Grand Central, it's kind of in the middle of this rectangle. It is a rectangle of Manhattan. So it makes it very, very easy to walk around this city if you live on Manhattan, in Manhattan, because you just pass different streets and different avenues in the same intervals, in the same increments. You can walk, so there's streets from First Street all the way up to 200 and something streets. And then below First Street, there's also a vast number of streets that aren't on a grid system. So that makes it more interesting in a way also to be downtown. But as I was walking around before I went on this live, one of my thoughts was that I love the fact that you can go to different parts of Manhattan, which is a pretty condensed city, and the neighborhoods feel so different. You have the Upper East Side, the Upper West Side, with Central Park in the middle dividing them, and you have Central Park South, and then Midtown, and then East Village, West Village, Alphabet City, Financial District, Chinatown, and all of these areas feel extremely different in a very energized and beautiful way. I feel like other cities I've been to, they also have different neighborhoods. All cities do, obviously, but it's just not as condensed and as warm and worn and charming in the worst and best way possible at the same time as in Manhattan. It's really, really, really special, and I don't think it can be explained with words until you come here and see it for yourself. Right now I'm walking past the hotel where I used to sing in the lounge. in Maxwell Hotel, and it's completely closed and shut down. I guess they went bankrupt or something. It just serves as a really good reminder that things change in life. Life has changed, and Manhattan is the perfect place to be if you need to be reminded of that, because you get reminded of that every single day in the city because there's things that open and close all the time. So maybe that's what I'll end this live stream saying, end it on an inspirational note, and that is, I have lived in this city for so long, and the only reason I've been able to do so is because through changes, I have made sure to try to maintain my balance. If you don't have balance, if you don't have a steady rhythm to your focus, to your health, you can't go the distance. So that'll be my last inspirational message for you today. If you're going to go the distance, you need to take care of yourself. You need to understand that when you get tired, it's not because you don't have a lot of energy, it's because you need to rest, or you need to find techniques where you can harness a bit more energy. But yeah. All right. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Blessings from New York.